Before the Rhyming, written by Mustache Queen.
Hello, young reader. I have never seen before come for a tale that isn't not for all the more. I know it don't make sense sometimes, but would you like to rhyme all day and night? So come along, my friends, or foes, and hear my tale of my heartbreaking sorrow.
The sun was rising in a dark horizon, and the Sun-Hana Plains looked like they were rising from a deep slumber. The old brown bare trees rattled loudly by the warm gushes of wind. The grass flicked and swished, licking the pale sunlight. The sun itself began to turn from pale to dark pink and red to beautiful colors of orange and white. Its soft flames slowly turned into warm gushes of powerful flames. The small tribe of zebras began to wake from their peaceful slumber as well. Slowly, they began to grab their buckets and baskets, ready for harvesting. In one small straw-made hut, a lone female zebra walked out, holding a straw basket on her head. This female zebra was called Sakura, and today,
My first clear water harvest!
she thought. Clearwater harvest was a great addition for the tribe. The zebras traveled far and wide for 3 days in search of clear water from the Lion's Valley. It's a dangerous, yet adventurous, tradition. Sakura smiled and happily walked out of her warm hut. She turned her head to gaze at the beautiful sun on the horizon. Sakura smiled. Never before had she felt like this since, well, yesterday. Sakura shook her head and turned her attention to the rest of her tribe. A lone black zebra with white stripes stood with no basket. The zebra was the leader, and his name was Milik. It meant in Sun-Hana, warm-hearted. Milik raised his head, and his eyes glowed in joy and excitement. Fellow zebras, it is our time once more to begin our Clearwater harvest celebration. Milik cheered. Sakura and her tribemates began to stomp their hooves in excitement. I hope you all come back safely. If not, then may Cord guide you. Milik smiled. Sakura shuddered. Cord, as their god of life and death, both merciful and selfish. He both had different sides. Sakura shook her head. She wasn't going to Cord now, not when she was going to prove every pony that she was the best Clearwater harvester ever. Milik slowly turned around his head, and after a few heartbeats, he showed a long willow-made horn with a wolf head. Milik slowly raised the horn. Sakura and her tribemates turned, crouching in racing positions. Milik placed the horn in his mouth. Sakura felt some pony whisper something along the lines of, I'm gonna die. Milik heaved and blowed. The horn made a high-pitched howl of a real wolf. Sakura charged, dust flinged around her trapping and protecting her in a storm of dust. Slowly, the dusty ground turned to yellow grass. Sakura turned her head to see tiny figures of zebras departing from the group, each going to other Clearwater pools. Sakura chuckled to herself and turned her gaze back to the front. Trees began to form around her. Grass turned from yellow to green. Flowers began to appear around Sakura. She felt the wind softly blow into her mane. Oh, how she loved this newfound freedom. Slowly, Sakura felt a light on the horizon, and she squinted her eyes and smiled. Quickly, Sakura speeded up her pace. She was going faster than she was before. Water appeared on the horizon. Sakura slowly let her basket fall down to her back. Sakura smiled in victory. Who knew that smile would turn into horror? Sakura skidded and tumbled and rolled over, landing face first on the dusty Sun-Hana floor. Their drinking water in the Clearwater pool was the biggest lion Sakura had ever seen. Its pale green eyes gazed at its reflection. Its pale golden fur was shredded and torn. Its long and bushy chocolate-brown mane was pale with gray streaks on it. Sakura gasped as she saw the lion's fur. Its ribs were showing. Sakura slowly let herself up. She slowly walked backwards, leaving her basket. She should have looked what she was treading on. Sakura froze. The lion turned its gaze from the pool and turned its mighty torn head to Sakura. Its eyes gazed at Sakura. For a moment, Sakura relaxed. Easy now. Then, the lion attacked. It charged, and one swift paw strike, it knocked Sakura off her feet and smashed onto the floor. It pounced and trapped Sakura in its huge, sharp, braid claws. Sakura should have been screaming in terror, but her mouth felt dry with fear. She can only let out moans of terror. The lion slowly let its massive mouth down. It opened its jaws wide, showing its sharp knife-like teeth. Sakura closed her eyes, waiting for her death. "Hey-ya!" yelled the voice. Sakura pricked her ears. She slowly let her eyes peek open. She felt the weight heave off her. Sakura shot up and crouched, preparing to attack the lion, but she never did. She only gasped. There, on the lion, was a large, snake-like creature. Its pony head was laughing. Its eyes were closed shut. Its long snaggletooth hanged out. It seemed like this creature was riding the lion? Sakura slowly let her mind reel back to her tribe's temple. A lion and a snake-like creature riding it? Is the prophecy true? Is this really the zebra's god cord? Sakura stood in silence and awe. Her eyes widened as the mysterious creature grabbed a rope and tied it around the lion's neck. The lion growled, but its old, shaky legs gave in. The lion collapsed, letting out soft moans of, "I yield. I yield." Sakura just stood there, her mouth gaping. Discord stood there, smiling. Wait! Applebloom yelled. Sakura stopped the story, her eyes widened in confusion and amusement. She slowly lowered her gaze and stared at the lone yellow filly, who was sitting on a green cushion. "What is it, young one? Is it too difficult to understand for your young love?" Sakura asked. "No, I mean, Discord was evil before and young love? But this doesn't make any sense," Applebloom yelled. Sakura sighed. "It is true, Applebloom. Discord was my savior when I was lion food. He was our god called Cord. Though I didn't know it was Discord." Applebloom face-huffed. "I just don't get it." Sakura smiled. "Young Applebloom, it's time for you to leave now. Be back tomorrow for the final so." "So? Oh my Celestia, sometimes I think you got Discord's chaos lesson. I'll go, but you better tell me the truth tomorrow." Sakura smiled as the little yellow filly ran out of the door and into the Everfree Forest. Young Applebloom was right. This was the truth indeed, and when you say it doesn't make sense, well, what's the fun in making sense? The end. Hello, Pony. Snoggart here. Hope you enjoyed the reading. If so, be sure to leave a like. Sorry for no uploads last week. I was severely busy with school. I'm glad to say I'm finally back on my hubs and I'll start uploading videos consistently again. Thank you all for your continuous support throughout the channel. I'm so sorry that I haven't been uploading consistently, or uploading any rewritten episodes actually, because my life was so busy and treacherous these last few weeks. Ever since school came in, it's been keeping me very busy and I couldn't upload videos consistently because I was really busy with that. I take my studies as a priority more than anything. But don't worry, fellow viewer, I'm not dead. It's just that this happened because I was trying to adjust to my new school, especially if it's high school. However, now that my life is more organized and I adjusted to my new school, I could finally pursue my passion, and that is telling stories to you guys. By the way, I thank all of you for 174 subscribers. You guys have been very supportive and I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much. I'm very close to 200 subscribers and I can't thank you all enough. Thank you all so much. Just one little announcement. Thank you all for all your votes on my channel update. I have decided that I will be doing vlogs every once in a while. I'll probably start doing them around November or December, so expect them once or twice a month. Anyways, as always, thank you for listening, fellow viewer, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more readings like this one every Saturday. Alright, that's it for me. This is Snoggart, signing out.